Great calm. Leaving has nothing to do with you. I must be completely free from your father, and there is only one way to do it. It's important to remember that you don't need to fear him in the same way that I have. In fact, he will always be more suited to being a parent than I. You shall not be concerned about any of that for yourself. I have seen the future, Kathleen, and you will need all your courage to embrace it. You won't understand this now, but you will be far more ready than when I was called. Only you will know when you are ready. Only you. I've saved my life's work for you so that you can one day act as a guide. And also so you can know me if I'm unable to make my way back. In spite of what your father will say, he hasn't destroyed my work. I'll be waiting for you somewhere on a page. I promise you this. He is he's one of us. No matter how far he strayed because it seems like ambition, remember that it's actually fear. And to destroy my work would be like cutting out a piece of his own brain, which he thinks too highly to do. And of course, the work also belongs to him. I have loved you, Kathleen, in a way that all mothers love their children. And this was a sweet and great surprise. I could be so common, so normal. When I first held you in my arms, all the things that mattered to me, my very reason for existing, were forgotten. Holding you against my body, listening to you breathe, was like no other sensation or feeling in the world. And it was all that needed. I found a complete and natural peace. I've captured this moment in time for you and hope your father will give it to you. I love you, Ingrid Peterson. It's kind of sad. Really, really sad. Words. Kathleen. Alive. Alive. Way of escape. Voice. Mother. The world. Seems that Ingrid did something she knew she could not undo. I suspect she either traveled through time, or to another dimension. Now, as to why her body found, it was either due to her coming back, not being able to survive, coming back, being killed, and thrown back, thrown back to her own time by the people from where mention the people from where she arrived, or because consciousness travel those realms, though not the physical body. I suspect that Ingrid traveled through time or dimensions, though was not able to take her body, leaving her corpse, and that the signal is her attempts to communicate as someone else had attempted to communicate with her. This may be due to their shared blood, and that blood being like a homing beacon to help guide the consciousness to the proper person to communicate with. Perhaps the voice Ingrid heard was another of her bloodline from the future or such. It just kind of made me a little sad to read. The end? Oh god, what's the end? Oh god, a really long line. B-roll. B-roll. Considered scrapped footage. Isn't needed or anything. Satellites. Whoa. Anybody think that at 252, the shot at 252 seems way too much like an eyeball. Eyeball staring at me. Not staring at me, staring at me. Like a galactic pinboard. At 3, it begins to look almost like a type of pinboard one would use to study butterflies and other insects. Those are all pictures of other galaxies. Seems to be galaxies swirling around a big black hole. The last image seems to be... The last image seemed to be of a supermassive black hole swallowing stars, planets, and more or less everything. There is a theory that one day all life in our solar system will be sucked into the black hole, the supermassive black hole. Black hole at the center. Very intriguing. Guess we'll head over to Dear Father. I got a lot. That one went a lot faster. Dear Father. Actually, give me a second, people. There we go. Father, I don't know if I'll survive what happens next, so I'm compelled to contact you directly for a possible final time. There are things you need to be aware of in order to move on. I know what you did to my mother. I've come to realize that it's not a question of forgiving you. It's a question rather of accepting the inevitable. I accept it. You understand? In this way, I know that you'll accept what I have done and what I'm doing to you. Someday, I'll remind you that we have to be irrational here. You have trained me to not believe in emotion, but species before tribe. To accept our fate on behalf of mankind. I have always been more you than my mother. You've never needed to worry about that. Frankly, you have been blind to it for the last years. So now we're here. My journey through Berlin, Tokyo, London, Bacall has led me back to where it all started, Copenhagen. We now have a level 1 network that's ready to take us beyond the threshold. This network shall be made available to you later, for you to explore at the Institute on your own, if I'm not here to explain it. The signal must live on no matter the consequences. I've taken a step needed to make sure that happens, but you must make peace with Thomas and Max in order to continue its life. Just to be clear for you, I don't want to die. I know there are risks coming later tonight that I can't possibly imagine. If this is our last contact with one another, I'd like for you to know that I am at peace. I put my faith in the universe. I'm rejoining it today. Like we all must someday, as dust or something more. I will have found the nearest place possible to be with my mother again. Carry out our work, Father. Carry on our work, Father. Don't let anyone drive you away from what must be done next. Put your faith back in us. Love, Kathleen. I suspect Kathleen, Max, and Thomas have traveled the world for a bit, setting up these special antennas. Antennas needed to properly broadcast the signal around, raising us above level 1. Raising us to level 1. So it seems it comes with a sacrifice. Perhaps the loss of one's body, or being taken to another location in either time, dimension, or space.